I am Dana Malcolm with Rashid Esson. This is your evening edition of Top Stories for Thursday, October 12th, 2023. Coming up after this, the news that matters most.
You can always find what you're looking for and what you need at Quality Food World. Shop retail, shop wholesale. Quality has the brands you know, the brands you love. Always quality. Big savings every day. And remember to look out for sales for even bigger savings. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays. Open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. On the 5 Keys Access Road. Quality Food World, a prime trading company.
Their lawyers tried to appeal for bail, but Chief Justice Mabel Agyman would not hear it directly after sentencing, and so, with no handcuffs, Floyd Hall and Clayton Green were led out of the courtroom into police custody after just about 1 p.m. Wilkie Arthur was on scene earlier today.
The former Deputy Premier of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Mr. Floyd Hall, goes to prison for 1 year. The former Speaker of the House, Mr. Clayton Green, goes to prison for 6 months. It was a teary moment in the courthouse and outside the court as the men were shuttled away by police escort to the police station and not the prisoners yet.
The men were brought back to the courtroom for a confiscation hearing at 2 p.m. More on that later. Long-stay tourism arrival numbers in the Turks and Caicos are on track to match pre-pandemic levels, according to Josephine Connolly, Minister of Tourism. The figures were revealed at the Caribbean Tourism Organization's State of the Industry Conference on October 10th. Connolly indicated that the islands welcomed 321,000 arrivals via air in the first 6 months of 2023. Once again, the U.S. topped the charts with 291,000 arrivals. Flow Turks and Caicos has pledged $20,000 to support the upcoming Caribbean Tourism Organization's Regional Youth Conference. It is being held in the Turks and Caicos for the first time. 22 junior ministers from across the Caribbean will be participating in the event. Download the DDME Alert app and get your hurricane preparedness plan started. From weather alerts, volunteer opportunities, lists of emergency shelters, access to damage reports, and the app can help you build a plan of your own, plus so much more. It's free from your Turks and Caicos DDME. Visit your app store and pledge to prepare.
It's now time for your regional top stories. I'm Rashid Esson. The World Health Organization has committed to helping health officials of Israel and Gaza by facilitating the delivery of health and other humanitarian supplies to the nations as the war continues and death and injury rates rise. This was announced by the organization in a press release on October 10th. Billions of dollars are estimated to be driven into Grand Bahama's economy over the next 25 years with a $600 million transformation project launched by Grand Bahama Shipyard. Prime Minister Philip Davis says the project is, and I quote, a new and a promising chapter in the story of Grand Bahama. 2 Jamaicans won awards for farming at the Caribbean Week of Agriculture opening on October 10th. The first awardee, Peter McConnell of Tradewinds Citrus Limited, won the CARICOM Farmer of the Year award, and the second awardee, DeAndre Rowe, won Young Farmer of the Year.
There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such a wholesome variety of your favorite fresh foods. There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such outstanding service. And there is simply nowhere else in the TCI to answer your every food craving in a chic, comfortable, centrally located store. That's a place you can trust. Number 1 is Graceway IGA. Fresh, service, trust for over 20 years.
Attorneys for the 2 Turks and Caicos SIPT defendants, now convicted and sentenced to jail time mere hours ago, emerged from a session with the judge, and according to court correspondent Wilkie Arthur, Clayton Green will not be spending the night in prison. He is appealing and has secured bail. The same type of negotiation is happening for the former Deputy Premier Floyd Hall. Up to news production time, the pair were in a confiscation hearing. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, have developed a new wearable ultrasound scanner that they say could detect breast cancer earlier. The device, which can be incorporated into a bra, could allow more frequent monitoring of patients who are at higher risk for the disease. Tropical Storm Sean has formed in the eastern Atlantic basin and is expected to stay far east of the Caribbean. Another tropical disturbance just offshore Africa is producing disorganized showers but has a 20% chance of tropical storm formation. That is it for this edition of the news. I was with Rashid S. on Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production, and it is free to share. Thank you for joining us.